The world was a whisper beyond the window pane. A world Emily, 20 years young, had only glimpsed through dusty glass. Her world, confined within the walls of their secluded cottage, was a tapestry woven by her mother Helen, with threads of fear and forgotten memories. Helen, haunted by an unspeakable tragedy, had sought refuge in isolation, shielding Emily from a world she believed was cruel and unforgiving. Days bled into each other, a monotonous rhythm of chores and whispered stories. Stories of a world teeming with dangers, where shadows held secrets and sunlight brought only pain. Emily listened, her heart heavy with a longing she couldn't name. But a seed of curiosity, planted by the wind's whisper through the cracks, began to sprout in her heart. One day, while cleaning the attic, Emily stumbled upon a dusty old chest tucked away in a shadowy corner. It was filled with faded photographs and letters, remnants of a life lived before their self-imposed exile. A life filled with laughter and light, a stark contrast to the hushed existence she knew. And in that moment, Emily glimpsed the truth, a truth that shattered the fragile walls of their secluded world. The photographs whispered of a past Helen had tried to bury. A past filled with the smiling faces of people Emily had never met, but whose eyes held a familiar warmth. She saw her mother, young and vibrant, a carefree smile lighting up her face. And beside her a man, his arm around her waist, his gaze full of love. Emily's heart ached with a longing for this lost happiness, for a connection she had never known. The world outside the window no longer seemed menacing, but beckoned with the promise of understanding, of unraveling the mystery of her mother's grief. She confronted Helen, the weight of the discovered truth heavy in her heart. Helen, her face etched with pain, crumbled under the weight of her carefully constructed facade. Years of suppressed grief poured out, a torrent of words and tears that painted a heartbreaking picture of loss and fear. Emily listened, her own tears mingling with her mother's. In that moment of shared vulnerability, a new kind of strength blossomed within Emily, a determination to heal the wounds of the past and embrace the world beyond their window. Leaving their sanctuary was like stepping into the unknown. The sunlight, no longer filtered through dusty panes, seemed blindingly bright. The sounds of the world, once distant murmurs, now assaulted their ears with a cacophony of life. Helen, her hand trembling in Emily's, clung to their shared past, her eyes filled with apprehension. But Emily, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and exhilaration, held her mother's hand tighter, a silent promise of support and strength. They took tentative steps, their pace slow and uncertain, like newborn fawns finding their footing in a vast and unfamiliar forest. The world, once a source of fear, unfolded before them in all its complexity and beauty. The rustling leaves whispered tales of resilience, the chirping birds sang of hope, and the warmth of the sun promised a brighter future. Each step, though hesitant, brought them closer to healing, to rediscovering the strength and resilience they never knew they possessed. The world outside their window was a kaleidoscope of sights, sounds and smells. The bustling city, a stark contrast to the quiet solitude of their cottage, overwhelmed them with its energy and chaos. But amidst the cacophony they discovered pockets of beauty and kindness. They encountered people from all walks of life, each interaction a lesson in compassion and understanding. There was Mrs. Peterson, the elderly baker with a heart of gold, who welcomed them with open arms and the aroma of freshly baked bread. And Mr. Davis, the kind librarian, who introduced them to the wonders of literature, opening up new worlds within their own minds. Slowly, tentatively, they began to weave themselves into the fabric of this new world. They learned to navigate the bustling streets, to decipher the language of traffic lights and city sounds. Each experience, though daunting at first, chipped away at the walls they had built around themselves, revealing the strength and resilience that lay dormant within. As they ventured further into the world, fragments of Helen's past resurfaced. Familiar streets triggered forgotten memories, whispered names evoked both smiles and tears. Emily, her heart filled with empathy, became her mother's anchor, her unwavering support as Helen navigated the treacherous waters of her grief. They visited the places Helen had once cherished, the park where she had played as a child, the cinema where she had her first date, the bakery where she and her husband had shared countless cups of coffee. Each place held a memory, a story, a piece of the life Helen had thought lost forever. Through these journeys into the past, Helen began to heal. The pain, though ever present, no longer held her captive. She learned to embrace the memories, both joyful and sorrowful, as part of the rich tapestry of her life. And in sharing these memories with Emily, she found a way to keep the past alive, not as a source of pain, but as a reminder of the love and happiness she had once known. Healing in the light. The world outside their window, once a source of fear, became their sanctuary. The warmth of the sun on their skin, the scent of blooming flowers, the laughter of children playing, all served as reminders of life's simple joys. Emily, with her youthful optimism and unwavering support, became Helen's guiding light. She encouraged her mother to try new things, to step outside her comfort zone, to rediscover the passions that had once brought her joy. Helen, hesitant at first, found herself drawn to Emily's infectious enthusiasm. They took up gardening, their hands covered in soil, nurturing life back into a small patch of land behind their new apartment. They joined a book club, their minds ignited by the power of shared stories and discussions, and slowly, gradually, laughter returned to their lives, a melody that had been silent for far too long. They found a new home, not within the confines of four walls, but within the embrace of a community. A small apartment overlooking a bustling street became their sanctuary, a place where they could retreat from the world when needed, but also a launching pad for new adventures. Their neighbours, a diverse group of individuals with their own stories to tell, welcomed them with open arms. There was Mrs. Garcia, the retired teacher with a mischievous twinkle in her eye, who regaled them with tales of her students and her travels. And young David, the aspiring musician, who filled their evenings with the soulful melodies of his saxophone. Life wasn't always easy. There were moments of doubt, of fear, of longing for the familiar comfort of their isolation. But with each challenge they faced, their bond grew stronger, their resilience tested and proven. They learned to lean on each other, to draw strength from the love and support they shared, and to embrace the uncertainties of life with newfound courage. Section 8. The strength of shared steps. Their journey had transformed them both. Emily, once a sheltered young woman yearning for a world unknown, had blossomed into a beacon of strength and compassion. She had faced her fears head-on, guiding her mother towards healing and rediscovering the beauty of life. Helen, once lost in a labyrinth of grief and fear, had emerged stronger, her spirit renewed. She had learned to embrace the past, to cherish the memories, and to face the future with hope and courage. The world outside the window, once a symbol of her pain, had become a canvas upon which she could paint a new chapter in her life. Their shared journey had not only healed old wounds, but had forged an unbreakable bond between them. They had faced their fears together, supported each other through moments of doubt, and celebrated their triumphs with shared joy. They had learned that true strength lay not in isolation, but in the unwavering love and support of each other. A tapestry of new beginnings, life, once a muted whisper, now vibrated with colour and sound. The world had become their classroom, their playground, their canvas. They embraced each day with gratitude for the simple joys. The past no longer held them captive. They carried memories of loved ones, their spirits lifted by love and laughter. They looked towards the future with hope and resilience. For more videos, subscribe to my channel, Road Tory. See you in our next video.